so plain and precious. Finally, the Book of Mormon is the keystone of testimony. Just as the arch crumbles if the keystone is removed, so does all the church stand or fall with the truthfulness of the Book of Mormon. The enemies of the church understand this clearly, so plain and precious. Finally, the Book of Mormon is the keystone of
Emmanuel.
Just as the arch crumbles if the keystone is removed, so does all the church fall with the truthfulness of the Book of Mormon. The enemies of the church understand this clearly.
This is not the Church of Emmanuel, Christ of Latter-day Saints, of Joseph Smith. This is the Church of Jesus Christ.
All right, Travis Wayne Goodsall. I will do a Jewish Mormonism 101, covering comments that have flooded my channel by Trial of Faith. They're brand new and want to learn about Judaism as talked about in the Book of Mormon and by Joseph Smith, realizing that the Church of Jesus Christ of Latter-day Saints has lied to us. And so, in between the videos I've been doing today, I'm in the midst of watching Reversal of Fortune. And it was the movie that was being filmed just down the block from me in Flatbush, Brooklyn, when I was a missionary there. And so I checked to see me in the window of Alan Dershowitz's home. Yeah, that's what I have found out. Alan Dershowitz. This movie is based on the book that he had written about a legal case that had occurred. And if you don't know Alan Dershowitz, he's famous. He's taken on the biggest of cases. He's a big celebrity lawyer. And so he's in the movie because of the book he wrote about a legal case. And so this is just memory lane, fascinating, and it's got great actors and actresses playing in the movie. So yeah, this is cool. I'm glad I got it updated when I was reminded about it the other, I guess it was last week, wasn't it? And checked and found that it was on my list of videos to upgrade. And so I did. So yeah, yesterday I also took the DVDs that I had bought for, wow, this was a long time because I've been cutting back on buying new stuff. But yeah, all the new releases that I buy, I take them to Graywell and trade them for in-store stuff, and go over the list of movies that I had previously recorded, only to find out the recording quality sucks. So I'm having to repurchase all of the movies through DVDs this time, and then converting them into digital format, and thus be able to watch it on TV. On my TV. Whenever I want. So if the internet goes down or some movie channel doesn't want to show it, I can watch it. I'm not beholden to other people. I purchased it. It's in the format I want to watch it in. I don't have to rely on a streaming service and pay them monthly. It's just lame. And so yeah, the Nick Fury series that I got the other day that I was telling you about, yeah, Disney doesn't like America. to have DVD copies. And looking for it online, I was only able to find Blu-ray copies. So finally, just the other week, I found somebody selling a DVD copy of it. Dear God. So much hatred out there to keep me from watching people's movies that they purposely made so that we would watch them. And so, Lower Decks, Star Trek, the last season they came out with on Blu-ray. What the hell, CBS? Dear God, why? Why no DVD? That is the best of the whole Star Trek series, and you screw me over? And yeah, when like I told you, I was going through chronologically Star Wars, and yeah, I got to the episode where the Lower Decks people become actual humans, not cartoon characters, and are mingling with the past. It was awesome. I hate it when people mess with me. But people do because they're evil. Dream evil. Should that be the theme song in the description below? We'll write it down just in case. Dio. Okay. So yeah, I was surprised at how much I was able to get. So I've got quite a lot of work to do on the other computer here. Alrighty, so because this is Jewish Mormonism 101, I guess I need to sum it up for you again if you've not been following my channels or my videos, 2 channels. And so even though this is a comment reply to Trial Faith, it's open to everybody when I make a video and put it online for everybody. So, the Book of Mormon, 1 Nephi chapter 1, verse 2, learning of the Jews. Guess what? That means the religion is not Christian. That means the Christ is not Christian. That means the interpretation is not Christian. This should be a no-brainer, a no-duh, but... And so, knowing the learning of the Jews, because I had to go out and study it, because the church ain't teaching it to me, they don't even footnote it. I came to learn for myself that the Church of Jesus Christ of Latter-day Saints murdered Joseph Smith and stole the Book of Mormon, claiming that this church is the exact same church, exact same religion, exact same Christ, exact same interpretation. Dream evil. Okay, so in a fury, Mormons nick the pricks. Speaking of the Marvel movie. By the way, I'm a truth seeker. I have exposed psychology as a fraud. I just remembered a book that I had as a textbook back at the University of Lethbridge as part of my Anthropology of the Ancient Middle East, which incorporated scientific theory development, which was the other courses that I was taking, and thus utilizing scientific theory development with logical sound arguments to be tested for confirmation 3 times, and you've got a fact. The latest was it Fast X? I think it was Fast X. And then they cut it off and said you have to wait for Fast 11. I'm going, wait a minute, we got the day that you'll burn as an oven coming anytime now. What the hell are you doing? It was awesome, too. The Vatican under attack by a rolling bomb. And I'm going, that's the church with the day that shall burn as an oven. Holy crap, they know, but they're using the Catholics instead of the Mormons. And then James Bond. Oh, dear God. I'm going to start crying if I go over that one. Who's the Book of Mormon? He's Spectre. The secret combination. It's like people know and they're just taunting. The world is clueless. And so, because of this, I warn you of the dangers of psychology that the Church of Jesus Christ of Latter-day Saints is using as well, as it traces back to Nazi Germany with the torturing of the Jews. And this is what they've been doing lately. They've been indoctrinating your children in the public school system to talk to a psychologist there at the school. And they're filling their head full of crap. And nobody can ever find out about it because it's doctor-patient confidentiality. And so the kids are now starting to believe this nonsense told to them by their psychologist. And the psychologists to the public say, well, these kids really believe this. We need to acknowledge this. And what was the word? I had it the other day. Did I throw it away? Should have written it down somewhere on my other thing, and I didn't. Validate. Found it. Back in that large pile you go. This is when validation spread across the nation. You have to validate my feelings. No, I don't. If you're lying to me, I will not validate you. God. And so that phase took fire across the nation, scorched earthing it. And now we've seen, the last couple of years ago, the progressives who are embracing psychology. They're pushing for mental health in our laws. And you can see that here in Utah, which is strange. Utah is a Nazi state, not a progressive state. But you forget family services. Yeah, the church is into psychology. And so they were pushing my truth. And so I see that. You'll see MAGA commenters, MAGA Mormon commenters, who belittle my scientific-based research, which the book is by Thomas Kuhn, The Nature and Structure of Scientific Development, something like that. And so I saw that I had not repurchased that because my dad erased me from history and threw everything away. And so I just purchased it again. It's only $10, so I'll have that back in my collection. It is an essential book to learn how paradigm shifting occurs. And that's exactly the education needed for me to decipher Paleo-Hebrew, because William Foxwell Albright was making his claim, and it's all crap. And so I, with that education behind me, was able to create the new paradigm by which, using scientific methodology, logical sound argument, running tests for confirmation, had multiple, more than 3, and have established the fact of Paleo-Hebrew decipherment. It is not my truth, but that's what MAGA Mormons belittle me with. They do not acknowledge who I am and what I've accomplished, even though it confirms Joseph Smith is a translator. And so, yeah, I see that a lot. People trying to tell me about my truth. Get the hell off my channel. And so MAGA, in response to the progressives of the deep state Dems, created trutherism, and thus Trump had his truth channel. It's all just a mockery of the progressives using psychology. And this is the battle that it's been ever since I was a little kid with my white supremacist peers, because that's what they were doing. They were mocking psychology, who are bullies of people. The whole thing is a fraud. It is not based on science. They do not use sound argument. They only use fallacy arguments. Everything they claim can be traced to a list of fallacies on Wikipedia, fallacies. There's a whole organized listing of fallacies. Whenever John DeLynn says something in a base principle, you can go to that fallacy webpage and find it. And so, yes, even the church, everything they say, you can now go to the list of fallacies website or Wikipedia page and find it. That's why I do my church news videos every evening. It's because I know this stuff. I know what to warn you about. And notice I don't give you the technical terminology, because I have learned that you guys didn't get that education. So I need to explain it to you so that you would understand what I'm talking about. But if I were to redo all my videos using logical sound argument wording and terminology, I could do it. I could use anthropology terminology as well. I just choose not to. Because one, I don't memorize. I have to use reference books. Seriously, has it been that long? And so, yeah, whenever I see somebody talking about my truth or truthers or truth-seeking, red flags immediately fly up. Just understand that. Willing to do anything to do the will of God. Yeah, that's what Mormons do, and other extremist groups and cult groups and religious fanatics and extremists. So be careful. Like Nephi, I study the scriptures deeply and daily. Okay. So I'll be expecting to see some fruits of this, so that I may judge you thereby. I have never been so eager to keep studying until I found your content. Just understand that you need to be genuine, because if you're flattering, pacifying, and deceiving me and placating me, you will lose me, and I will... I don't fall for this. I can always see through people's agendas. Christians, Mormons, anti-Mormons, Jews, Messianic Jews, etc. Yeah, I saw your channel and saw the video content. I see what you're doing. But you seem to me like the only creator and researcher that doesn't have an agenda from sponsors or hidden money. Yeah, I do this all for free. I even tell people to go to academia rather than buying my stuff on Amazon. Don't buy my stuff on Amazon. Get them for free on academia. And I put the better quality stuff, shall we say, on academia, even though there's several of them that need to be updated. Amazon was a situation where I was trying to see if I can turn it into a job. And it's possible, but the church sabotaged it. And, yeah, I was at one point in time publishing a book a day because Amazon allows me to publish for free. They just take 99% of any sale. And so you just have to have a minimum of 24 pages for a publication. Doing Paleo-Hebrew and other ancient languages caused some problems because Kindle could not identify the fonts, as I would find out too late after too many were published. So that was a big scandal as I'm trying to find them and delete them from Kindle. And I found out that I had to do PDFs for the books rather than Word docs, because Word docs also was the same problem with Kindles. I eventually had figured out how to fix that problem by doing pictures of the PDF pages using the PDF converter to JPEG and then putting the JPEGs back into a Word. That would have fixed the problem, but by that point in time I'm losing interest in Amazon as the Mormon employee that was working there, and he could be the one who showed up to my wedding reception and told me about it in the first place. And thus the problems on Amazon getting things published. So many issues. They just didn't want me to publish anymore because I was, not faith promoting to the church. Similar to YouTube. When Mormons are involved, Mormons commit crimes to protect the church. So, yeah, lots of fun. And so, yeah, I'm not concerned with money. The church already destroyed my life and set me on course for the rest of my life because of the church. And yet, people don't care. They want to belittle me and mock me and falsely accuse me and be mean and abusive. It's the church. You can't convince me otherwise. I know what happened. I've got the documents. I've got the financial receipts. You can't erase my history. You can't tell me that what I experienced did not happen. And so, yeah, I haven't published on Amazon for years just because of their abuse. And so I now have done academia. I've put some short stuff up, pictures, for example, about the solar eclipses and latter days. And so I try to keep them more for a world audience, not a Mormon audience anymore. So, yeah, that's the way it is. So if I were to stop doing YouTube videos, I would be switching to doing publications to post directly to Amazon or academia.edu. But as this seems to be the better, quicker, easier way to get information and warning out faster and better, I do it this way. Because 2 months, 1 day. And it's not me, it's the church. They're the ones who set the date. They're the ones who paid the Judas price already. They're the ones that are doing all the problems that you see on the news. The church is behind everything. I've already done the videos talking about it. I have the documents. I have the financial receipts. I've done the testing, more than 3 confirmations to establish as fact. And so, yeah, I have no agenda other than to save your lives, if you will listen. That's my agenda. Save your life. And so how do Mormons treat me? They want me dead. They want me silenced. They want me tortured. They want me destroyed and ruined. All just to save their lives, huh? You know, it's like Groundhog Day. You have never thanked me. The boy falling out of the tree. Thank you for posting. If what you say is true, not if, 3 confirmations plus I've established facts. Just because this isn't a scientific journal video, don't think I don't know what I'm talking about if you're not going to do your research on me and do your research on what I talk about. Because, like I said at the beginning, 1 Nephi, chapter 1, verse 2, learning of the Jews. And yet Mormons won't believe. And they attack me because they don't want to believe it. Well, if you say that it's true, what are you talking about? Are you incapable of reading and understanding what you read? Do you have a special problem like Alan did that one comment reply video that I had to apologize for? It will be exposed. No better way to know than by science instead of feelings. Ha ha. Yeah, Thomas Kuhn. And let me find it for you since you brought up the word science. I had just purchased it, so it should be easier to find. The Structure of Scientific Revolutions, and I got the 50th anniversary edition. Okay. A good book may have the power to change the way we see the world, but a great book actually becomes part of our daily consciousness, pervading our thinking to the point that we take it for granted. And we forget how provocative and challenging its ideas once were and still are. You can also refer to Plato's allegory of the cave. It's the same teaching. He stole it. It's plagiarized. Just like the Book of Mormon. That Christian book, it's a fraud. It's not the real Jesus. I had a person comment. I had to delete their comment. They're flattering me, saying, "Good job, Travis. The true Jesus is the truth. Get the hell off my channel."